yeah. Back once again, Trey. Finally getting around to this top 10 list. Uh, Number 10 on this top 10 list of mine is J. Cole's The Off Season. I like the way he rolled the album out. Wasn't no goofy shit going on. He wasn't clout chasing on the internet. He dropped 2 singles, dropped the album, got out the way, went on tour. He didn't play no politics games. He did, 2 interviews that I saw so far for this album? One was Narwhal, which is very recent, and another one. But definitely J. Cole is number 10 for me. My favorite songs that stayed in heavy rotation: 95 South, Amiri, My Life, Pride is the Devil, Let My Hand Go, The Climb Back, Hung on Hillside. Definitely, out of these 7 songs, I played at least one of them every day since it dropped. And he dropped early in the year. Number 9 for me, Westside Gun, Hitler West, Hermes, 8, Sincerely Adolf, Side A and B. I just put them together. Instead of 2 separate albums because, I come from the era of Side A and Side B as one album. It was on a cassette tape. I'm putting them together because they go together very well. Westside Gun, I was worried about him dropping back to back like that instead of just picking the best songs that he had out of the 2 albums and just combining it into one. And then I listened to both of those albums and I see why he made them 2 albums. Because you'd have been cutting off a lot of fire and then he would have probably put it out anyway. But number 9 for sure, easily, since it's dropped. Heavy rotation. I have at least played some kind of song off this album. But my favorites, these are, at least one of these songs got played. Heavy rotation this year since it dropped. Hell on Earth 2, Mariota, Vogue Cover, Margiela Split Toes, Perry Perry, Claire's Back, Free Cutter, Forest Lawn, Why I Do 'Em Like That, Survivor Series 9-5, Eddie Kingston, Ostertag. Those songs, since this shit drop, has been in heavy rotation. That's why this is number 9. Number 8 for me, Maxo Cream, Weight of the World. He dropped Greener Knots, and then the album dropped. He didn't really do no heavy promo before, nothing like that. But Maxo never on no goofy clout chasing to get no album sales. He went on a nice promo run. After the album dropped, he hit Joe Budden, Hot 97. I'm surprised he didn't go to the Breakfast Club, which was a strange run for me. But minus the media run and the rollout and everything, my favorite songs that stayed in heavy rotation since this project dropped. See, the theme of this top 10 albums for me is the albums that stayed in heavy rotation for me. I can't put any other album that I didn't have in heavy rotation on this list. Or I'm just trying to play politics. These are the albums that I really listen to. The songs off of this album that I listen to the most that stayed in heavy rotation: Krypton, 1159, Big Persona, Streets Alone, Local Joker, For Real, Greener Knots, Trips, Believe. Since this project dropped, I've been listening to at least 1 or 2 of these songs every day, heavy rotation. Maxwell dropped the Fried project. Coming in at number 7, a late entry because this came out in the 4th quarter of the year. But Wiz, Cardo, and Sledrin, I could have had Devin the Dude, Soulful Distance right here. I could have had Kevin Gates, Only the Generals, Part 2 could have been number 7. Lloyd Banks, The Course of the Inevitable could have been number 7. Like, it's a lot of projects that this Wiz Khalifa just got out the paint, bumped clean out the paint. I have not stopped listening to this project since it dropped. I have not stopped listening to the whole project. I got my favorite songs, but when I press play on here, I let it play all the way through, and it doesn't bother me at all. But my absolute heavy rotation what I've been listening to at least once a day or twice, 2 or 3 songs off of this project every day. Play of the year, Can't Stay Sober, Personal Party, Solid Gold, The Finer Things, Too Stoned for TV, No Better, The Kid Frankie Part 2. Those are my absolute go-tos. But if you press play on Wiz Got Wings, you don't have to skip a song. They all fire. Another late entry. What I got for number 6, Styles P, Havoc, Wreckage Manor, 4th quarter of the year. It bumped a lot of shit out the way. I have my list. Let me get to my list. What did I? At 6, I could have had Bun B and Less Distant. I could have had K Reno, A Blessing and a Burden. I could have had Tyler, the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost. At number 6, I could have had Sky Zoo, All the Brilliant Things at number 6, but Havoc and Styles P dropped a bomb on me out of nowhere. Did not know this was coming at all. I didn't hear a word about this. It just dropped. This is another album. In this top 5 to top 6, you don't have to skip a song on these projects. This isn't like the Wiz project. You don't have to skip a song. This project right here, another one. Don't have to skip a song. Press play, let it ride. It's that fire. But my absolute go-tos, the heavy rotations. Fuck Around, Fiend 4, Pay Me in Cash, 21 Gun Salute, YO the QB, Havoc and the Ghost, Nightmares to Dreams. But like I said, you can press play and let it ride. All fire. Number 5. Honestly, if you got this number 1 on your top 10 hip-hop list albums, I really have no arguments, but I can't even be mad at you. This knock, see, I had my original list. I had Lil Sim's Sometimes I May Be Introvert as my number 5, and then Nas dropped this. My top 4 was kind of already there. My number 1 was already cemented. Nobody was knocking off my number 1. But after that, I had to rearrange because this Nas Magic album is what I've been waiting for from him and Hit Boy. And I got to acknowledge that. I complained on King Disease 1 and 2 about the beats and how I didn't like him with that sound on a lot of those tracks. He was rapping with the young boys, which is a good thing. OG's bridging the gap. I have no problem with that. It just wasn't the music for me. They hit the bullseye with this project. They hit the fucking bullseye for my hip-hop heart on this album. You knock Lil Sims out of here, Nas, but honestly, you could have been number 1. It's no way I was knocking you. I wasn't going to put you before Ransom and Rome, because that's going to be my number 1. I couldn't put you over that. But damn, bruh. Like, if you would have came out, like, if this Magic would have came out, because it's timing for me. If this Magic would have came out, say, the summertime, it would have been probably number 2. It might have been number 2. It might have been, but like I said, if you got this number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, no arguments here, brother. No arguments here. This shit is phenomenal. I personally press play, let it go all the way through because it's a short project. My absolute favorites, though, I ain't gonna lie, every day since it dropped. Speechless, Meet Joe Black, 4016 Building, Hollywood Gangster, The Truth, Dedicated, every day since it dropped. I have yet to miss a day without listening to those songs. But another one, like I said, this top 5, top 6, top 7, you could press play and let them roll. Fire. Number 4, Boldy James could have easily been album of the year for me. Easily. But, you know, my number 1 kind of boxed everybody out. It just was too clear for me. But number 4, Bo Jackson. Me personally, I like to sit down and listen to this all the way through. It's kind of like watching a dark street series about Detroit. Smoke a good cone and press play and just zone out to Boley James' dark tales of what's going on in his life, and Alchemist score. Like, this is not even instrumentals to me. These are not rap beats. This, like, Alchemist scored a script that Boley James wrote. That's what this feels like to me. My absolute go-tos, though, I love it all the way through, but the ones I'm definitely going to all the time: Double Hockey Sticks, Turpentine, Steel Wool, Speed Trap, Flight Risk, Illegal Search and Seizure, Fake Flowers, Third Person, First 48, Freestyle. Always in heavy rotation to me. Definitely listening to at least one of those every day since this project dropped. I really enjoyed this, man. One of my favorites this year, Boley James. Number 3, Conway the Machine, Big Ghost. These guys never miss. I always love the beginning of the year because they usually drop at the very beginning, like January, February, before Conway starts to drop his label projects. Him and Big Ghost always feed the streets something nice. And they did it again. And they did it again. From the very beginning, after the commencement, that J Batters, that spooky, dark ass beat with those strings, and Conway, free J Batters, my guy. I light up a packet full of gas and strategize and think how I'm a capitalize and see my capital rise. Bags maximize, the Glock's text and the Max is mine. Mastermind. You ain't polished my flow, I mastered mine. Oh my. Number 3, man. The beats are hard. Conway is rapping his ass off. This is my favorite project this year from Gazelle. Hey, Miss Donda, you run into my mama, please tell her I said say something. I'm starting to believe there's no such thing as heaven trumpets. No after over. What he said? No after over. This is it done. If there's a heaven, you would think they let you talk to your son. Number 2, for sure, Kanye West. And listen, I haven't liked a Kanye West album since My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I wasn't a big fan of TLOP. Wasn't a fan of the Jesus album. I wasn't a fan of Ye. Wasn't a fan of none of them albums. I thought it might have been it for me liking full Kanye West projects. I was wrong. It's not so much what he's doing lyrically, it's what's going on sonically. This is the best sounding, like sound wise, musically, and just the way this shit is mastered. I don't know how his shit just sounds so much better than everybody else. Like, his music just sounds so much better than everybody else's. Like, you can put on his album and then go listen to somebody else's. The drums not hitting the same. The singers are not singing the same. Like, his music, just the polished quality of this album, and just wait. Off the Grid is fire. Like, he got some great songs on here. Life of the Party. It's a lot of songs that I kept in heavy rotation just because they just sounded good. Let alone that they were great songs, man. So Kanye West, surprisingly, trust me, he surprised y'all. Like, I know he ain't probably. I meant to say he probably ain't surprised y'all because I know the Kanye West people love Kanye. He surprised the shit out of me. I wasn't expecting to like a Kanye West album this much. It blew my mind, man. He really did his thing. Like, sonically, this is amazing. Number 1, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Clear number 1. Ransom in Rome Streets. I listen to this song every morning. Every morning I listen to this song.
Not too many blessed with this corner vision. Don't give them knowledge, give them more religion. Poor decisions. Mama couldn't pay, so they told her pray for the Lord's assistance. They read our souls, so we bought some Christians. Louis Vuitton, Sean dribble, nigga, we lost resistance. My words are beacon through the darkest distance.
My words are beacon through the darkest distance. Beats and bars. Beats and bars. This is a short enough project where I won to the finish. I listened to this album every day since it dropped. Easily my number one. It's self-explanatory. Go listen to it. Listen to it on all the DSPs. These are artists that really move on their own and really putting in the craftsmanship and giving us unbelievable projects. I honestly could have put Rome Street's Death of a Magician. I could have put Ransom 7 project on here. I could have put Ransom Heavy is the Head project on here. On this top 10 list. I could have easily. I could have bumped some people out. So not only have they been crafting masterpieces on their own, they came together and gave us a classic. They came together and gave us a classic. Incredible.